Hi everyone, it's Pamela Steele here, counselling psychologist, and I've done lots of thousands of workshops on resilience and have written a book on resilience called Grit Not Shit, and a lot of the information that I'm talking to you today will come from various chapters from that book that are available on my website, crisisadvice.co.uk, and today it'll be chapter 7. Obviously, being cooped up over the lockdown period, a lot of us may have actually gradually let go of our healthy diets, our healthy eating, and we've had to look into the cupboards, maybe when we haven't had the food around, and we've gone to our pastas and our potatoes and our tins of food, and maybe made cakes out of the various ingredients that we've got. So, we're having to compromise, and I think a lot of us probably thought, okay, well, it's only 4 weeks lockdown, we can get back onto the healthy routine when we've got all that lovely access to our normal foods. But here we are on week 5 of the lockdown, and with another 4 weeks to go. So I thought, well, we'd better have a look and review what's happening. So whilst I'm talking to you, I want you to think about what you've been doing and how your food routine has been over the last 4 weeks. Obviously, if it's been good, well done. I'm not so sure that I've done such a good job over the last 4 weeks. I think there's been a bit of comfort eating. I think there's been a few gin and tonics along the way. So for me, I've got to say, right, this is it, back to the healthy eating routine. And what I'd like to do is to remind you that the Blue Zone countries that we talked about in one of my previous blogs is by default, they have generally fairly healthy eating lifestyles and active lifestyles as well. So they tend to live healthier and longer. And this is maybe what I should tell you is that healthy eating in a nutshell. And that is obviously always to eat as delicious a food as you can, make the best of its presentation, make it into a work of art, and really enjoy eating that food by eating it as slow as possible, I would say. So delicious, colourful, locally sourced and fresh, and when you're hungry. That's pretty well it in a nutshell. But avoiding all those roller coaster foods, the sort of junk foods, and the sugary foods. And if you make a cake, maybe just have a little tiny bit and put the rest in the freezer. So as I said, if you've got the roller coaster foods, what happens is that you tend to get inside your body, you get like the high of having the lovely, yummy foods, and then fairly quickly, within an hour or so, you start feeling the low of craving for more of those sugary foods. So obviously that's a roller coaster you don't want to get onto. Giving yourself time to digest your food is so important, so important. So a lot of the time you might have, if you could, a slightly earlier dinner at 5 or 6 o'clock, and then leave it until at least 9, 10 o'clock to have the breakfast the next day. You don't have to do that every day, but it's giving your body time to digest your food and to rest afterwards. So, and good gut bacteria is really important, and a lot of research has been done recently on how important that is. So the sorts of things like having kefir yogurt, which has basically got live good bacteria in it, or matured foods like the blue vein with bacteria in, the sort of blue cheeses, Stilton, things like that, and also the very matured cheeses. So there we have in terms of gut bacteria. You can, if you want to, have a supplement called acidophilus as well, so if you don't tend to eat those type of foods. So what I'm going to be doing is just going through my list of nutritional recommendations that are in my book. As I said, chapter 7, building physical resilience, and that's as a free download. So making sure your food is as fresh and naturally colourful as you can. and making your life enjoyable whilst doing it. So either cooking it, presenting it, and then eating it. Increasing the amount of pure water that you have. So important to keep hydrated, particularly whilst we've got this lovely weather. Drink as much pure water rather than necessarily, in fizzy drinks or in, the squash type of drinks and things. So doing that, eating regularly and moderately. We talk about a plate size being the size of the two palms put together. One side maybe for protein and the other side for your carbohydrates and other foods. It's so important. I think if we all were able to eat in moderation and not eat in between meals, we'd all keep a balanced weight. Now, there's also decreasing, as I said before, those less healthy high glycemic foods, whilst increasing the low glycemic foods, which is obviously your vegetables, all your fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. So yeah, going for all of those. Keeping your healthy gut, and spices are good for you. Having rice, again, in moderation, and plenty of enticing foods that are in the fridge that are actually healthy, not the unhealthy ones, so that if you did succumb to wanting to eat between meals, then you're eating fairly healthy foods. So that's probably the sort of main recommendations. Have a think about, as I said, have a think about what you're doing, what you've been doing the last 4 weeks, and how you want to change that over the next 4 weeks. And then tomorrow we're going to look at the dreaded alcohol, which, if introduced today as a drug or foodstuff, would actually be banned because of the detrimental effects it has on us. Anyway, have a great day, everybody, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.